Midnight Marauders.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Hello, we are the Midnight Marauders. Marauders.
So this is a Marauders movie review. We are going to be reviewing Wonder Woman, the fourth DC EU film.
Ooh, that's pretty exciting. Just a little bit. You know, it's the fourth film of the extended universe of DC.
It's well, we'll talk about it. It was directed by Patty Jenkins. It was screenplayed by Allan Heinberg, story by Zack Snyder, Allan Heinberg, and Jason Fuchs, starring Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, with a budget of $150 million, and right now is sitting firmly at $435.2 million.
Ew, what a flip right there. That's a real good flip. 150, you see 430 of it?
Yeah,
that sounds good to me, man.
They're not done yet either.
So, going clockwise, starting with Derek, what was your initial reaction when you saw the film?
So, saw the film, and I enjoyed the film a lot. The film was everything I thought it would be. Especially like after like the third it took me the third trailer to watch it.
Right.
It took me to read some articles too. Didn't know that. I was like, all right, this movie's about to be a secret hit. Okay. And I knew it was going to be a good one. I do want to admit though, I fell asleep during some parts of the movie.
Boo.
I did. I am very, very guilty of that.
I just want you to know, that's what. Welcome to the wash life. Welcome to the wash life. Initial reaction after watching the film, I liked it. I at the time I saw it, I think it had like a 90. I think it was at like 98, 95, or 93% fresh on Rotten Tomato, and I don't think it deserves that high of a Rotten Tomato score. Right. But I definitely liked it. I think Gal Gadot is the definitive Wonder Woman. When she was originally cast, I wasn't on board for it, but she proved me wrong in Batman vs Superman, and I feel like she continued the trend here today with, Wonder Woman. So, what'd you think, Lauren?
So
Here's your little straw.
I had a mess with my lipstick. Okay. So initially, my expectations were basically for a DC movie, like every other freaking movie, at the floor. And then the Rotten Tomatoes came out, and it was over 90. So I thought, my expectations were higher, but they weren't at 90. Yeah. So, were they met? Kind of. As a female, seeing a strong female lead was pretty fucking awesome. I definitely have my issues with Wonder Woman. Okay. She was strong. But she wasn't as strong as I wanted her to be.
Okay. That's a fair argument. So let's just play the trailer right quick, and then we'll just dive into it.
The gods gave us many gifts. One day you'll know them all. This is where we keep them.
It's beautiful. Who would wield it?
Only the fiercest among us even could. And that is not you, Diana. You will train her harder than any Amazon before her. 5 times harder. 10 times harder.
Never let your guard down. You expect the battle to be fair!
Until she is better than even you. But she must never know the truth about what she is.
What is this place? Who are you?
It is our sacred duty to defend the world.
Right. Whoever you are in more danger than you think.
Be careful, Diana.
If no one else will defend the world, then I must.
Welcome to jolly old London.
It's hideous.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Step back. Or maybe not.
want to show me?
I am Diana of Themyscira, daughter of Hippolyta. In the name of all that is good, your wrath upon this world is over.
Yep, that's not gonna work. Please put the sword down.
It doesn't go with the outfit.
At all.
All right, welcome back.
Blink.
Movie magic at its finest.
Oh man.
Just so you know, we over here making things happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so where do we want to start? Let's start with the intro of the film. Let's start with Themyscira, with baby Wonder Woman, and we actually see her growing up in Themyscira, a spot full of Amazons.
Yep.
Question for Lauren off the bat: how was it for you to see in a major budget film an island full of nothing but bad bitches?
I mean, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I did think. I mean, I think I brought it up too. I was like,
Right.
were they boning? Like, who were they? There was no men.
Yeah.
They all can't be lesbians.
Technically, they were all lesbians. They were all husky. They was going. Yo, first of all, them Amazons was going to work.
They were.
Yeah.
They was working hard.
Yeah.
Yo, you could see a little Wonder Woman try to fight just like them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, they had Claire from House of Cards
Looking good at 50.
looking good
Yes.
at 50.
Yeah.
It's out right now. House of Cards. Y'all should go see it. If y'all not watching it, watch it.
Mm-hmm.
She was a badass in that joint. The Queen was also badass in that joint. All the Amazons was just crazy.
Right.
They could fight they ass off.
So what did you think of that initial, like that first stage, I guess that first act of the film? Just so you know, we will be spoiling a lot of elements to the film. So if you have already seen the film and you just want to know our commentary, this is the video and podcast for you. If you have not seen the film, I'm just going to go ahead and say I highly recommend you check the film out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then double back around and hear everything that we have to say. I think that would be the solid choice to make. So starting with you, Derek, what did you think of the Themyscira parts that you were awake for?
Damn, exposed right
Airing
now.
you out.
Expose him. Expose him.
I liked it a lot. It reminded me of 300, like the island and everything.
Yeah.
And then that first battle.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of 300, like the slow motion and
Right.
how everybody was moving. They was getting fucked up with them guns though. They
didn't stand a
know
chance.
they ain't stand a chance.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
that was
this
tragic.
is really messed up.
Okay. What did you think of the Themyscira? Like that whole first act of Wonder Woman.
It was so dope.
Yeah.
Like that had me. Like as soon as that happened, I was like, I will be here for this. Like it was
Okay.
already. I mean, we knew it was gonna be better than Batman versus Superman, but
Yeah.
that alone, I was like, yes, these
Okay.
women were brawling.
There we go. I definitely want to bring some things to the attention. Definitely the first act, I feel like had a very heavy Patty Jenkins influence on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very bright.
Oh yeah.
The saturations were like turned all the way up. The fight scenes, even though there was a lot of slow motion action, at the same time, you could see everything. I felt like there was a mix of practical and CG, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Because I want to say toward the third act, I can definitely tell like Zack Snyder just rubbed his dick
Ugh,
all
don't
across the
even.
top of it. But overall, I thought the first act was really good. It was really compelling. They showed the progress of young Wonder Woman from a kid with this story of, and they kept alluding to this mystery that she doesn't know what she really is.
What she really is, yeah.
And wait till she finds out like this, that, and the third. And I thought that was extremely interesting. But at the same time, she was kind of, I don't know if naive is the right word.
Yeah, that's the word I would use.
Naive.
I think she was naive. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she wasn't dumb. She was naive. They're
Okay.
sheltered.
Yeah, she wanted the hope so good, and like
Right.
she just wanted everything to be her way.
Yeah.
And Steve definitely, the character that plays Chris Pine,
Yeah.
definitely was like, nah, ma, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right, I want to bring some quick things to your attention that I actually heard in another podcast. So there's a scene when after like the whole battle scene in the fight, and they're actually putting like the rope of truth around Steve Trevor. He's taking a bath, and like she walks in on him, and she's like, you know, she's staring at him, and she's like, she's not as intrigued as he kind of would like her to be. But she's more just intrigued by like the real life anatomy of a man.
She's curious.
Yeah. And then she says a line of, "You let that little thing tell you what to do." And it's actually a double play because he was naked, but she was talking about his watch. But it could be seen as his masculinity.
Wow.
What do you guys think about that? And also, it's also a flip on how most scenes are actually shot, where the men are usually walking in on the women half dressed, where the woman was fully dressed and she was gazing at like a man. I guess it's almost like a play on women, on like the womanly gaze. Like, what do you guys think about that? You think that was intentional by Patty as a woman, or do you think that was
for sure?
I think it was intentional. That's dope as shit.
Yeah,
I would have never caught that.
No, I didn't.
It's
think
pretty
about
interesting,
that.
right?
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. This shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we segue from Themyscira, where Wonder Woman basically steals the God Killer, which is a sword, the rope of truth, a shield. She's gifted the tiara. She's an outfit that fits perfectly.
Yep. And,
like a glove.
And it wasn't pants neither.
No pants.
I know that bothers you.
Yeah,
I'll get into it. You know what? Let's just go ahead and kill the no pants thing right now. Let me just segue.
Just drop it real quick.
When I initially saw Batman vs Superman, all these motherfuckers had clothes. They were covered up all the way to the neck. Superman shit go all the way up to his goddamn chin piece. Wonder Woman came through with the wild fugazi like skirt and sandals, and like the little halter top get up. Like she wouldn't have like a strapless bra get up, but she had like a sword and a shield. And I'm like, waka waka, yo, she put her on some goddamn pants. However, all the Amazons was like in skirts and metal tops, and they were wearing armor, and it gave me more of a Spartan feel, which kind of like gave me some leeway. And I'm not so much on to put some damn pants on campaign like I was. Yeah, I kind of feel like for that time era, and if I guess she wants to move and be able to be fluid, because she has like long leg bracing, so she only has like, I guess, like middle thigh exposed. Yeah, because she has those long boots that also block bullets. I don't know what these boots are made of. And she has the arm gauntlets that also block bullets and charge energy.
Yo, you know what they're made from? Verbatim. I mean, vibranium.
Wrong universe, baby. Wrong universe.
I know. I just wanted to mess with you.
Wrong. I wish.
Continue.
I actually think, I don't know if Black Panther would smash.
I think he would.
I don't know. That is definitely a conversation worth having.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. He's kind of like, I got shit to do. And she's kind of like, I got shit to do too. Like, I don't know. Maybe if they fought a war or something, Wakanda versus Amazonia. Now that would be a real conversation. I think Wakandians will win. They got mad technology.
Yeah.
You have too much.
Yeah, these chicks haven't even seen bullets.
They did have a hard time with the bullets. So we'll double back around toward the end when we talk about Wonder Woman's power set. So we leave Themyscira and we end up going to London, and I feel like that's when London really gets the DCEU color treatment, where it loses all of its color. Yep. It becomes like this dull gray, blue black type.
It kind of reminds me of The Watchmen, how The Watchmen was set in color.
Yeah. I can definitely tell where they reshot stuff and added jokes in. And when she reshot this film, she was 5 months pregnant.
Oh,
dope.
Yeah. So definitely for sure. Did you see the scene with the ice cream?
No. Remember?
You did not see the scene with the ice cream?
It was like in and out.
Damn. You in and out of consciousness at that point?
Yeah.
She was about to go to no man's land around that time.
Yeah, that's when I woke up. I'm telling you, I woke up when they was like on the horses. And they was about like, we about to go to no man's land.
Damn. All right.
I was awake when they was in the woods. Remember they was in the woods of the fire? Yeah.
Okay.
That's before no man's land, right?
Yeah.
That's around the time I woke up.
All right, so there's a scene when she tries ice cream for the first time. And she eats it and she like falls in love with it. And she turns to the guy very sincerely and she says, "You should be very proud." And it's like a nice little joke. And you can just tell like that was added after DC found out that they kind of needed some comedy. Yeah. You know, so
they watch some Marvel movies.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to have to kind of cut you out of this segment because you kind of woke up at during No Man's Land. So me and Lauren can just...
Shame.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sashay you through.
No, because this is going to be another part that I'm listening to for the movie, you know,
okay.
since I missed it.
So, and this is also good, too, because a lot of this, I feel like, has to do with the male gaze. How did you feel watching certain scenes when... the whole will you sleep with me? Like, how did what was that? Was it funny for you, or were you kind of like over it at that point?
I thought it was funny.
Right.
I mean, I don't go into movies ready to like
take it down
or put up some super feminist agenda. Like when it comes down to it, it's a movie. And I mean, that part was purely like she didn't mean it like that. Like. And I think he knew that too. Right.
I think he didn't at first.
And like he clearly didn't want to take advantage of her at that point.
Right.
So it didn't bother me. Like it was funny and it wasn't offensive or
cool. So when she gets to like London and there's this scene where I feel like once she arrived in London, Steve definitely tried to protect her more.
That's where I kind of had some issues.
Okay.
I was kind of like, actually a lot of people on Facebook were going off about when she got to London, saying that he mansplained a lot of stuff to her.
He did, yeah.
And I wish she could have been, like she was naive, and I wish she could have been a stronger minded woman, like a more confident woman. Like she was like being told and like, oh, I need to change my clothes, I have to wear pants here. Like, no, you don't have to wear fucking pants. You're fucking, like, you can be the shit out of everyone there. Like, fuck anyone that's gonna tell me to put pants on. I can like flick you. So that's when I started to have some issues, I would say, with that.
Okay. So you hope that she would be a stronger
I wanted.
She was strong, like she didn't.
She was physically
take
strong.
Shit. Like I would say, when people said this woman, why are you like listening to her?
And she was offended, and she was, she definitely spoke compared to the other woman at that time,
right?
When it wasn't fun. But I wanted to see, and I feel like, especially now, I feel like little girls need to see someone that is more outspoken. I feel like we all need to see something more.
Right.
We need to see someone stronger, like not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Like,
do you feel like? All right, we'll double back to it at the end of the film.
Yo, wait, I got a comment. Yo, it seemed like I missed like a whole lot of shit. The way I was explaining it and how deep it was, like, I'm kind of upset I missed that part. But when I tell you that it was so dim in the movie theater, in the chair,
you was just living that wash life.
I felt like a dad. Really. I'm like, damn, yo, I felt like a dad taking his kid to see this movie, and then just being in the chair, just long work week,
just chalk,
just melt in the chair, yo.
Damn,
that shit was man, but. It sounded like a good part of the movie, though.
It was interesting. So when Steve introduces her to London, she generally has what is called the born sexy yesterday trope, which is she's a sexy woman. She's powerful. She's strong, but she doesn't know how the world works.
Yeah.
So she was wearing a Wonder Woman outfit with like a long like robe thing over it.
Yep.
And she's like, this is gross, and everyone's staring at her, and she's in the middle of the street, but then she sees a baby. She's like, oh my God, a baby, because they don't really get babies in Themyscira. But at the same time, he's like, well, let's go. We have to go here. And she's like, well, I want to go to the war because she firmly believes that the war is being caused by Ares. And once she kills Ares, he'll be done. And after Steve explains to her, we have to go and do some other stuff first. Yeah. And we also have to get you. My bad. I won't.
No, you good, man.
That's not
shame.
Cool.
Shame. Shame.
At one part, she like opens her jacket and she's walking with her hands on her hips. And Steve is like, yo, you have to cover up because you're not wearing anything. And at that time, like women wore hella clothes.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
You know, but at the same time as Steve was trying to protect her, she ended up protecting him more often than not, especially in the first fight in the alleyway where she's blocking these bullets.
I woke up a little bit for that part. Like,
that also falls into my skill set. And we will double back around to this again when we talk about Wonder Woman's power set, because I don't know how she's blocking these damn bullets and no one else can. Like, no one else can. Like,
yeah, that's
Amazons
true.
were getting shot. So
That's
it's
so
definitely something to think about. So then we segue with Steve Trevor basically getting his like gallery of minions, rogues, whatever.
Yeah.
We have an Indian dude just named Chief.
Yo, I thought he's supposed to be the dude from Super Friends.
I don't know. He's just an Indian dude as far as I was concerned. I haven't heard anything else about anything else besides him just being Indian.
Just being Indian.
Yeah.
Just being an
In
Indian
London.
dude and a war profiteer. And there's as this movie progresses, she's learning more and more about the world that she's in. And at one point, because she's kind of like, we have this guy's a con artist, this guy's an assassin, and what are you? She's talking to the Indian dude, and he was like, I profit off of everyone.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you get out of this? Like, where are your people? And he was like, my people was killed by his people.
Right, yeah.
And then she just kind of was like, fuck.
They didn't really. I found that was kind of weird when she was just kind of like, she just kind of looked at him and then that just kind of let it go. Like,
Right.
I would have been like,
wow,
excuse me,
yeah,
like
exactly.
I need to hear
Yeah,
more
his-
about
yeah,
this
his people killed my
background.
people.
Yeah.
Like what?
I think the only difference with that is she comes from a place where war is. So like back in the day, like they would when you won,
Yeah, you just won.
you owned them at that point. Like war was some real conquest. And we get into what I like to call like the segue between 2 and 3, which was No Man's Land, big action sequence when Wonder Woman gets done. Yeah, she was blocking lots of bullets. She gets done with trying to go through the man's process of getting to the war, and on the way to get to I guess wherever the bad guys were, they come across a spot called No Man's Land, where there's villages that are being like taken down, and everyone's just kind of like, we need help. We've been pinned down for weeks, and Steve Trevor and his group wants to go through. Wonder Woman says no. She fights back, and we get the final moment when she becomes Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And it is a 15-minute action sequence.
Yeah.
It was
Where
15 minutes? Oh yeah.
I would say
it was a long
Because
time.
we went through the
I would say at least 10.
Okay. Yeah, because she
She
went
went
through
through
that
the
whole
city.
the whole
Yeah,
city.
she goes because it starts with her climbing climbing out of the trenches.
Yeah.
And it ends with her leveling a building.
Oh yeah.
And it was a lot. She whipped a lot of ass and like lift up a tank. How did that action sequence come across?
She's strong as hell.
She's
Her
real
power
strong.
levels is up there, bro.
And again, we will talk about that because we have to address the power levels because it just kept escalating.
It did.
Like,
But yo,
it didn't make any sense to me.
She's
on the
technically
power
a god.
level.
She's a god though.
Oh, chill out. We'll get there. We'll get there. Lauren, what did you think of that action sequence?
I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good action scene.
Yep. Did any of it like rub you the wrong way?
No, I mean, I was wondering when you were bringing it up, do you think because, like, you know how she kept, like, even when they were walking up there and she kept seeing people that were hurt and dying, and everyone else just kept being like, not our problem kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do you think, like, that would have really happened and it took do you think that it would have taken a woman to actually step in? Do you think that was just...
I don't know if it would have taken a woman to step in, but I think it
Yeah.
would have took someone stronger than a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're like, we can't cross. To even break it down, technically, she couldn't cross No Man's Land.
Yeah.
Like, she got
she
to the
needed
one
help.
point,
Yeah,
and then
and
she was
needed
just
help,
kind of
yeah.
stuck. Because, I mean, they
it
had
was too much.
They had a
Yeah.
Gatling gun. So the average person wouldn't have been able to like, cross that. And she was able to, like, clear a path into No Man's Land and really, really able to get the ball rolling from there. But she was kind of pinned down her damn self. So you can only imagine a person who,
You're
can
just a
probably
regular
bench
dude,
like
yeah.
175.
It's over for him. He's not even getting where Wonder Woman was at.
Right. So one of the things I definitely want to talk about is the Wonder Woman's distinct fighting style, which I thought was very interesting. There was a lot of motion to all of her action. Like all of her kicks seemed fluid, but very powerful. The lasso was not an afterthought. It was very much connected to her actual fighting. She would do like a lot of kicks, lassoing people, bringing them closer, kicking them. Another thing too, Wonder Woman killed a lot of people.
She did.
She sure
and did not think twice about it.
But then it was just, that was a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not a conundrum. Is it a conundrum? Like, it kind of like she was so compassionate with people and lives, but then she was killing so many motherfuckers that she didn't know.
Yeah.
She's a warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the only thing I can chalk it up to is her being a warrior. She like protects who she protects.
She saw there's two sides, good or bad type of thing.
Yeah. Right.
She was laying people out, though.
One thing I want to talk about is you can tell this was directed by a woman because not once throughout the whole entire fight scene did the camera just like focus on the tit or a booty. If you can think back to Dark Knight Rises and Anne Hathaway on the Catwoman suit, anytime she did any action, especially any kicks, you always kind of got on the booty. And it was kind of like accented for her booty. But with Wonder Woman, it accented her beauty. Like there would be times she would get hit and she wouldn't really fall, but if anything happened, she would kind of give like a smirk, and she just was like kicking ass, but was flawless the whole time. Like face beat to the gods, hair like Vidal Sassoon. Like she didn't lose no beats, and she was super powerful.
Yo, she was moving like it was well coordinated,
and she also inspired people with her movements. Which then gets into a scene that I had a problem with.
Here we go.
Yeah, so afterwards they're celebrating, and her and Steve are talking. It starts to snow. She's never seen snow before. We find out the sniper can't kill anyone. He can't shoot.
Yo, he can't even shoot.
That's a waste of a goddamn sniper.
It is. Yo, he was sitting there bitching like, yo, shoot up. He's sitting there shaking. I'm like,
he's a
wiping
body.
sweat
like,
off
come
his
on,
face.
man. Like,
I know he has nightmares and everything, but he's like legit dead weight at this point. Like all he can do is scout.
I mean, he's probably got him as a scout, and he got a gun just in case.
Also want to say, before we move off of No Man's Land, this movie progressively made Chris Pine's Steve Trevor character a progressive feminist in a way, because I don't know if you peep, but he stopped trying to change her and he started adapting to who she was. And at one point he remembered the Amazon shield move, and he grabbed like a piece of like metal when she was pinned down with the snipers, and he was like, yo, shield. And like, so he wasn't trying to be like, this is how we tactic, this is how we flank. He started understanding like, I need to get in formation and like stand behind her.
So let me ask you this: so is Steve Trevor like that in the comics? Did you read some of it?
Yeah, for the most part, he's not like, you better have my meal made at 5. But at the same time, Wonder Woman's a lot different too.
Okay.
Which leads me to the like, all right.
This is the part that bothered you?
Yeah, man. Wonder Woman gave up the butt.
So
I felt like that was strange.
Yeah.
The only thing that was kind of interesting was like she didn't request it. Like Steve kind of just like moseyed in the room like a lost child. But it was just like, why? You know what I mean?
Being the man, like you just know, like when you about to get some. You just know. He knew.
Fuck that.
He knew.
But on the boat, he was
tank.
But yeah, that was all like. There was 2 things that were very confusing: her strength and how the fuck that happened, and when he didn't die.
There were also it was also alcohol. It was also alcohol involved.
She wasn't drinking,
but he was drinking. So he
but
was.
She wasn't, and that's what the part that like blew my mind.
Do you think she would have not given it up?
I don't think it would have been big on the mission agenda.
Actually, you actually make a good point. She shouldn't have never gave up the games. I think the movie would have been a lot better if she just never did.
Plus, and on the boat, like they had a whole spill about sleeping with each other.
That's what I was gonna say, and that he was like, "That's something you do with someone that you're married to, or something."
Yeah, something you care. That's something you do with someone you care very much for, or something along those lines, or something that you do with something that you're married with. And I understand that there's like a counter feminist movement where it's like women can own their sexuality, but I just felt like it was like hella out of character for her to just
sleep with this dude. I think maybe I don't know if they did it because he dies, and it was like now or never type thing.
I
like
would
in the
have
movie,
been cool with never.
You know?
Yeah, I think I would have been.
Because Wonder Woman never had dick before.
Yeah, and I
don't know if she has a hymen. She's Wonder Woman, but the shit still doesn't. I mean, it can't feel great.
No.
From what I've been told, I mean, we're not going to have you testify to the fire, but
that shit don't. There's no
the
way
first
that shit
time
felt
is
good for
never
her.
a great. It's never. You're not going to bust your virginity, then go fight a war afterwards. Like it's just kind of like strange.
She's an Amazon. She heal quick.
She does heal very fast. However, would that mean her hymen would just heal back up?
No,
And she would
that's
forever be
like
a
the
virgin
chick from
like
True Blood.
Yo, I felt so bad for her.
Poor thing.
Right.
But she was getting it in a lot.
Yeah,
She
she
was
sure
getting it.
For
was.
someone who loses her virginity every time,
Ugh.
she was
They kind
stroking
of like.
often
I think they kind of forgot about that part.
They did. They
You
had
know?
to.
because she was doing it too much.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my great gripe. That's one of my major complaints about the film is I don't understand why that sexual encounter happened. I would have felt better if you might want to leave because I'm not really sure if you're still in the shot. Yeah, I'm not 100 because I can't really. I should probably keep the video up the whole time.
My bad.
No, it's good. Yeah, there you go. I wish that they would have maybe been like, he stayed the night, but we slept in the same bed, but nothing happened. Like if one of the guys was like, "Oh, do you kiss and tell?" and he would have said something like, "There's nothing to tell. Like, we just comfort each other." Like I would have enjoyed
better.
the scene better then, but it was like the next day they was like, "All right, let's go fight
Let's
some
move it
more."
on. Yeah.
It
like was uncalled for.
You got the like, she picked up a fucking tank and threw it. Like he's supposed to smash with that?
Yo, he probably his dick probably was so hard.
Yo, imagine what the Kegel muscles is like, dog.
Yo,
Stop.
he had
No, for real. Like, what if he was stroking
Yeah.
good? He gave her one. You can't control the Kegel muscles when you get one. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean?
I-
It was just
There are
strange.
questions.
Nah,
but-
man. He as soon as he saw that tank getting pulled up, he was like, "Yup, I gotta hit the night."
So, this is when I feel like the film starts falling apart. Roughly around this scene, and then we just start getting into weirdness, which takes us into our third and final act when Wonder Woman gets to confront the general that's Nazi, who has a villain, who has half a face, who creates a toxin that
Cocaine that makes him super strong.
makes him super strong.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
does-
also creating like a gas that can like melt gas mask, and they're gonna put it in this blimp and they're gonna drop it somewhere, and it's gonna fuck people up. However, they're on the last leg of the war. The reason I say all this now and never mentioned it before because no one gave a shit.
So true.
Like I did not know these villains' names. I think one of them
Dr.
name was
Poison.
Dr. Poison. She was irrelevant as fuck.
She was like the third villain in the line. Like there was there was a mystery Ares,
Right.
and then there was the general,
Right.
and then there was her. She was
Right.
it's just like I don't need that many. I can't follow that.
I didn't care for her. I was just like,
She's just some sad chick.
yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to the point where she actually confronts the dude. He takes the drugs. They have a
Cocaine.
short-lived combat.
Yep.
She stabs him
Yep.
like hard.
Like super hard.
Like I think the sword went through the roof.
Sure did.
Went through the roof, yo.
Sure did.
She stabbed him like,
She went like this.
and then she thought it would be over,
and people were still moving.
and like everything was still happening. And then Ares shows up.
Who's that
and-
other dude? The dude from Harry Potter.
The wolf dude from Harry Potter.
Looks like the dude from Wild Thornberry.
Sure as hell does.
Oh my god, it does.
Sure as hell does with his little mustache and British ass. And
I think everyone was just like, "The fuck?"
Right.
What happened?
and that's when we realized that
Zack Snyder pushed Patty. Was it Patty? Patty Jenkins?
Yeah.
Pushed her the fuck out of the way.
and that's when we really seen the Zack Snyder script shine all the way through because the final and third action sequence is a CGI clusterfuck of I don't know what happened. Like, if you ask me what happened, I don't know. There was like lightning, and then cars melted and made armor.
She kept getting stronger.
She kept getting stronger. The other 4 dudes were trying to take down Dr. Poison and the Heisenberg blimp thingy. And Steve has to end up sacrificing himself. And he's saying something to Wonder Woman. And that scene was so frustrating because, like, they filmed it. We see it twice.
Yeah, we did see it twice.
We see it one time after she gets hit. And she's like, what? She's all dizzy. And he's, like, saying stuff to her. And her ears are ringing. And she says, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. And then he gives her the watch and runs off. And then she's just like, cool.
Where was Ares at that point?
He was just standing there.
Taking a breather, drinking some Gatorade.
Like, threw something at him.
Can I just say, when Ares turned into Ares and he put the armor and shit on, he kept that goddamn mustache.
You see the mustache in the
super everyday milquetoast John looking ass face. Like, Ares in the comic is blackface with red eyes. Like, you don't see a face.
You don't see a face.
A mask,
you see a helmet
and red eyes.
Yeah.
Which sounds...
How hard would that have been?
It wasn't hard.
And that's going to lead into something else I'll talk about later with the budget and what I think about, what I really, really think about this film.
Okay.
And how I really feel about it. So the third act, a CGI clusterfuck. And, at one point, Ares is saying, like, he doesn't really influence man. He whispers in their ears, waka, waka, waka. Wonder Woman's about to kill Dr. Poison and shit with a tank or a car. What did she have?
She had a tank.
A whole tank.
This bitch stay picking up some tanks. Like it's nothing. Like she pick up a tank
Casually.
like it's a baseball bat.
Yep.
The part with me with that was him whispering and her trying to be influenced is they never showed any of that throughout the film. If they would have peppered in Ares in the background, whispering to her, she would have heard more darkness. Even on Themyscira or something, like if there would have been more of that, but instead we just see this one scene with her and this one person where she shows compassion, but she's been showing compassion the whole damn film.
Also, she shows compassion to this person that's killed a whole fuck ton of people.
Yeah.
She's a piece of shit. Dr. Poison, is it Miss Poison? Dr. Poison? She's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
She could die.
She could die.
No one here or anywhere is like, I'm really happy she let her live.
Right. And so Ares is like, fuck it. And he gets lightning.
Yo,
I don't know how he got that lightning bolt
out of fucking nowhere, bro.
This dude I thought he was Zeus for a second. He literally had a giant lightning bolt and was like, all right, you're going to do this shit now. Here's the lightning bolt and I'm going to throw it at you. And he threw it at her.
And she caught it.
And then she levitated.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then she threw it back at him and killed him. Oh, wait, we forgot about the part where she remembers what Steve says.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Is it because she realizes he's dead, right?
She realizes that he's...
Because her catching feelings is really what makes her stronger.
Not only did she realize he's dead, she also realized that he loves her. Because he says, I love you, and then he runs off.
Yep.
How? Like, if you... Like, I've never had that happen before in my life where you're telling me something and I'm just hearing ringing and then I think really hard on it and I remember what you're telling me through the ringing. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that whole scene was unearned and it was just stupid to me.
Maybe she pictured what he was saying. Maybe he didn't really hear what he said. Yo,
she like read his lips,
the world. Yep.
Type thing.
Well, then show me she can read some lips.
Take me to watch. Take the watch.
Then why didn't she know that then? You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it was just dumb. It wasn't really earned like it was. And then she flew. She shot him with the lightning bolt, and we find out that she is the god killer. She's basically, I guess, all gods rolled into one. All the Greek gods, kind of, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, what?
I guess because they took the last of their energy and they made her. So she's kind of Zeus, maybe?
She's got a lot of dads.
Yeah, she's kind of all that was left from the Greek gods into one thing, but Ares is still around.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, and they don't care to explain it to you.
Yeah.
And that gets me into this point. What the fuck was her power set? Because as far as I'm concerned, nothing she did made sense.
She was a god. I took it up as that. She's a god in the Amazon.
And
so that's why, like, it didn't bother me as much.
All right, so her being a god would explain how she can block bullets, but no other Amazon
and
could.
she had those little thingies. The boop, boop, boop.
Those weren't like they never said that they were exceptional.
But they had to have been because they were hitting that.
I think she was so special because she's the god killer. She was so special and so above all those other Amazons. That's why she could block bullets.
Do you think they didn't know? Because
No, they all knew.
they didn't tell her.
Most of them knew. That's why the queen was like, I don't want to tell her.
Why didn't the queen want to tell her? That's
Yeah,
super
fuck
stupid.
her. That's you don't keep secrets. That's why you don't keep secrets from your kids.
That's like if Mary and Joseph just told Jesus that, yeah, you Joe's son.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got no higher. Nah, you good. You don't got no higher. You a carpenter
Yeah.
from Bethlehem. Chill out. You just going to just chill out. It just made no sense. Like, that part makes no sense. And if you really think about it, the whole movie takes place within 5 minutes of Wonder Woman reading an email from Batman.
Yep.
And her reflecting.
Batman.
And then she, like, gets dressed and flies out of a watchtower.
She didn't fly. She leaped.
That shit was cheesy as fuck.
Can she fly?
She cannot fly.
I think she can fly.
No.
She's more
Did
like,
she not fly when she shot Ares with that lightning bolt?
I think she just felt the levitation, but she could only hold it for so long.
Did she not fly with Doomsday?
No.
I think she can fly.
She can't
I
fly.
think she jumps real far.
I think she
Yeah.
can. I think she can fly.
Like a glider.
I think she just leaps. Yeah, she can glide.
I think she can fly.
No.
I think she can levitate. I don't think she can fly like Superman.
Okay, she can levitate, but she can't fly like Superman.
No, she can't fly like Superman, but I think she can. I think she can fly.
She's gonna have the invisible jet on the second one,
I don't think so. I think she's gonna fly.
and she's gonna fight that cheetah chick.
I don't think she can fly like distances, but she's like. I don't think those are leaps. Like, I don't think she's jumping. Because the way she moves they don't have like the proper arc of a jump.
Yeah.
So here's my thing.
Yo, how'd you feel about the cameo with Bruce Wayne though? Even though it wasn't technically
No,
a cameo.
I was good with that. I really didn't want to see Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
I'm good. He doesn't need to be in everything. I was good with that. I think this film, I don't think they believed in this film, and it's kicking them in the ass. I think if they would have put more of a budget behind Wonder Woman instead of giving it $143 million, that may sound like a lot, but Batman Man of Steel was like $200 million. So that extra $50 million could have went definitely toward that last CGI sequence was horrible.
Oh, and Superman?
No, and Wonder Woman.
Oh,
It was bad.
The Ares joint.
It was trash.
Well, I hated the very ending where she like jumps out of the fucking window. I was like, oh.
I was definitely expecting Ares to be like.
He wasn't
the
formidable
blackface and,
or nothing. He was just talking with his little bristle mustache and shit, hanging out the mask. Like, all that shit was trash to me. So, like, I definitely felt like it was a good film. I don't think it's a 93. I don't think it's in the 90s at all.
80s.
I think it's like an 85 film.
That's fair.
I think so. I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think we give it such a high score because DCEU is trash for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I put it above Batman vs. Superman. I put it above Man of Steel.
And above Suicide Squad.
And above Suicide Squad. I put it above Dark Knight Rises. I hated Dark Knight Rises.
He hated it. I liked
That's
it.
why. That's why.
It's so trash. Just tell them that you fixed the fucking return signal. Like, why you got to be so coy about it? Like, who are you trying to fool?
Nah, man.
Fuck you, old man Batman with your bionic knee. This shit was just dumb.
He did have a bionic.
It was just dumb. Like, that shit, all of it made no sense. It was all stupid. How did he get back so fast with no money? All right, fuck it. Whatever. He was across the world. Dark Knight Rises is
Dark
trash.
Knight Rises is all that, dog. I
It's
stand
trash.
by it.
It's trash.
You will know about it.
Bane wasn't even a real villain. He was just a glorified henchman.
Damn, he wasn't
It's trash.
Yeah, he
But
wasn't.
because of Bane, we have Bane Cat.
Bane Cat's awesome. I think to me it will go Dark Knight, the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then Wonder Woman.
Batman Begins.
Actually, I'll put this above Batman Begins.
What?
I would.
That's fair.
It would be Dark Knight, Wonder Woman, Batman Begins, Man of Steel, Dark Knight Rises, Suicide Squad, BVS. That's how my order would go.
My order would go Dark Knight Rises,
Oof.
Wonder Woman, Batman Begins.
You keep holding the torch for that shit. It's not a good movie. You can watch it
It
again.
was good. We saw it
Dark
in the
Knight
theater.
Rises?
Yeah, didn't we see it in the
Excellent
theater?
movie.
It was trash. That was trash. Iron Man 3 was trash. Like,
Iron
it just
Man
came
3
out.
was trash.
It's that. So is Dark Knight Rises.
I was
is
drunk,
trash.
so I thought it was good during the Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3. See, the reason.
Why would he wear that suit the whole time?
The problem
broken suit.
Yeah.
I had with Iron Man 3 is they did my man Mandarin so dirty. They did him so dirty.
They did Bane so dirty.
he was still badass though. That's why I fuck with it so much. And
All right.
and Tom Hardy was a good ass Bane too.
Tom Hardy was a good Bane, but he didn't have a good ending.
It's just his ending sucked. I
He
wish
just
he
got
had
shot by Catwoman.
I wish he had a better ending. I mean,
This shit was trash.
because the Nolan was.
And
dumb.
then him and like Batwoman and Catwoman like skirt off into fucking Paris and have coffee. It was just stupid. Like,
it was Christopher Nolan's take of it though. It's just like
fuck him. He had a good run. He had a good vision, and then he crawled up his ass and disappeared. Like, just chill. Like, it was just too much. Like, it felt like Inception. It felt like he wanted to make Batman Inception.
Jesus.
He did want to make Batman Inception. I can see a little
And
bit. Of
I was just like,
Inception
because Inception was the shit.
That was
I
a
love
dope-ass
Christopher Nolan
movie.
as a filmmaker, but that last one, I'm not going to give you kudos for a shitty film. With that being said, Patty Jenkins is not signed on to do Wonder Woman 2 yet, and it just makes no sense. I don't understand where DCEU is doing with their projects.
Fucking retarded.
Give her Wonder Woman 2. Give her a better budget. Give us a more fleshed out villain. And you're good. You don't got to do nothing else.
It's gonna be Cheetah.
I mean, it's going to be a chick fight.
It's about to be a good girl fight. We about to throw them bowls.
What? All right. Well, with that being said, after our review today, what would you give it? Oh, so the way we score these reviews is with flame emojis. They're going to pop up right here. There we go. That's a good spot for them. So we can go to 5 flame emojis, and you can do a half emoji if you want. We'll add the scores up together and then kind of just average it out. So starting with Derek, going clockwise, how would you rate this out of 5?
I give it 4 flames.
4 flames.
4 flames.
That's a solid.
So super solid.
Solid.
I really enjoyed the movie.
You
Even
really
though
enjoyed the pieces that you was away from.
Yo,
He enjoyed the part he was sleeping on
I've
too.
never enjoyed a film
you know?
that I slept through.
I didn't
That's
sleep
true.
through it though. I woke up and I was like, oh shit.
I slept. I mean, I fell asleep on like the second Hannibal Lecter film. I was like, this film
The
is
Hobbit.
trash. I fell asleep through all
My baby
Hobbits.
slept through that whole thing, snoring.
Hobbits.
You were snoring.
like having a good ass sleep too.
Yeah.
I was in like a
He was
Odin sleep.
REM.
It was a deep one. All right, so I would give it 4 flames as well.
Yeah, 4 flames.
I'm gonna give it 3.
Ooh.
I still think it's a good movie.
3 flames?
Yeah. I mean, it was good, but
That drops it down to 4 and 3.5 flames.
flames.
bringing
yep.
y'all down. You're like, never again will I have you on my show.
I mean, gotta have you back again.
Mm-hmm.
I live with you, so you're contractually obligated to show up in all of my stuff.
I just wanted to say though, I gave it a 3, but God, I hope. I mean, I fucking hate Hollywood, but I hope they, see the money they're bringing in,
Right.
and they start doing things like this more often, where they, they give us strong female leads, among other things. I mean, there are many things that we need to see in movies, but we're talking about Wonder Woman, give us more Wonder Woman characters.
Okay, that's fair. We won't see another female lead until Captain Marvel in 2019 from Marvel, and Marvel's just like, fuck it, we're winning, so you can lick my taint.
And the Captain Marvel's about to be all that probably.
Oh yeah,
We'll see.
I think it's gonna be
so
fire.
negative.
I'm not negative. I'm just saying I'm just not going to jump the gun. Like, we'll see. I mean, eventually Marvel's going to come to a point where they
Yeah.
drop something
Yeah,
and it's not hot, and we're just
Yeah.
going to be like,
over it.
No, I mean, we'll see. Like, show me that first trailer, show me that first teaser, show me that first image, and I'll like make judgment. When I saw the Wonder Woman trailer, I was still like, I was very
Yeah.
much on the fence. Like, it didn't. I don't like period pieces,
I
and
know
it
that.
didn't seem super interesting. I was still going to see it, but I wasn't 100% like sold.
Yeah.
All right, well, that wraps us up for this movie, Marauders movie review of Wonder Woman. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We all thoroughly enjoyed it. Does anyone have anything they want to say before we sign off?
Once again, I'll never buy pizza at a movie theater. I bought a pizza.
That's why you.
That's why you fell asleep.
That's why you was done.
So
You got all
The
that
pizza
bread.
was $7.50. You know them little ass DiGiorno pizzas, like the microwavable ones.
The little like $3 ones you buy at like Pathmark.
That shit was $7.50.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's tragic. We don't pay for liquor usually when we go to the movies. Usually we get like the regular soda and sneak in mini bottles.
See, that's what I'm about to start doing.
There you go. You live and you learn.
Yep.
Lauren? You don't have to. You're not obligated to.
R.I.P. Adam West.
Damn. All right, and that will wrap us up today. Thank you for listening, and tune in to the Midnight Marauders, our weekly podcast, and also Lulu and Pop. Check out Lulu and Pop. We're going to be live July 15th at Tattoo Moms. We're going to be doing live prizes. There's going to be giveaways. You can meet us in person. All of this beauty. And yeah, I guess that's it. So we're out. Later.
Bye.
Peace.